Hollywood story is exploring the iconic boulevards, endless shopping, and beautiful galleries. Inspiration is endless in West Hollywood. The neighborhood tells stories of established and emerging artists. You will find fashion and styles from all over the world here. A California sunset is the perfect way to end our day. We will take VIP tickets to this show every night. Our vacation is just getting started. This is our West Hollywood story. Come and find yours.
LA Galaxy belongs on the best surfaces. Whether you're the best player or the best fan, every goal, every tackle, every last-second battle, it all requires precision, performance, and passion. The LA Galaxy trust AstroTurf to provide the best surfaces, because champions deserve the best. AstroTurf, the official synthetic turf and hybrid field building partner of the LA Galaxy.
My dad was a farmer. And when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised, or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Firearms are the #1 cause of death among kids, but we know that healthcare workers can make a huge difference. This is why prevention is absolutely critical.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Home run! Getting underway. This is it. They have to score here. Here's a shot to the right side.
We're live at the Brickyard Park here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Game 3 of what turned out to be a nice two-sided doubleheader of softball action. Game 4 will be momentarily, but here on the losers bracket side, we're going to have this matchup between the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers and Brenau College. Brenau and Spartanburg Methodist coming to this game a win or go home situation for both squads. Spartanburg Methodist, the 9 seed, Brenau, the 3 seed. Both teams, of course, coming up short in the first games that they had. This is an early ground out for Spartanburg Methodist, but both teams coming up short in the first games that they had yesterday. Spartanburg Methodist in the kickoff game of the AAC softball tournament. Coming up short against Columbia International University. They lost by a score of 10-5. Meanwhile, Brenau in the finale of yesterday's contest, losing to Truett McConnell by a score of 12-7. So that brings us into the situation that we have now. These two teams fighting for their playoff lives. Realistically, both teams would be on the outside looking in terms of national standing, as another throw is made in time for out number 2 in the top of the first. But realistically speaking, both teams would be on the outside looking in going into conference play, or should I say national tournament play. So very important for these squads to try to find a way to get themselves into the tournament. Trying to get themselves into the tournament by way of clinching that automatic bid by winning the AAC conference tournament. Both teams already dropping one on day one. This is win or go home. The winner will move on to tomorrow's games. The loser will see their stay in Kingsport, Tennessee come to an end as this one gets popped up and goes foul. In the circle right now for Brenau is Riley Walker. Riley Walker, this is her 28th game of the season. So far as a starting pitcher, Riley Walker, a 3.81 ERA, a 14-9 record. So Riley Walker in the circle for Brenau as they try to save their season here. Count right now is 2-1. Walker dealing, and a strike. So the count's 2-2. She's 2 up, 2 down thus far. Maddie Handy, the player over at first base, at the plate for Spartanburg Methodist. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. Great shift of play there for Riley Walker. Brenau trying to strike first blood. We're still scoreless here in Kingsport.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Live at Brickyard Park from Kingsport, Tennessee, Spartanburg Methodist and Brenau still waiting to see which group will strike first blood. Spartanburg Methodist going 1, 2, 3 through their order. Riley Walker doing a nice job of keeping that lineup at bay. And now we'll have a chance to be treated to one of the better lineups in the entire AAC, as we saw there. Bunt attempt unsuccessful from Dayton Power, but Brenau coming into this game one of the better lineups in the conference, currently leading the conference in batting average at .353. They are second in total runs, but in conference play they are first in runs scored per game. So Bailey Kaiser will have her work cut out for her. Kaiser, the pitcher for Spartanburg Methodist, she's going to be the one tasked with slowing down this potent attack of Brenau College. Count right now is 2-2. Kaiser. Power watches that when it goes, and it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count here. The Brenau Golden Tigers, the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers. The payoff, swing and a miss for strike number 3. Down goes Dayton Power. Power, the junior from Brazelton, Georgia. She's been so sensational all year long for Brenau. She's not able to make a play there, and she will make her way back to the dugout. And now at the plate for Brenau, Ava Moon. Moon, a former AAC newcomer of the year. Now in her 3rd season as a member of the Golden Tigers. First team all-conference selection as Moon lifts one up, and it will be retrieved. That's the shortstop for Spartanburg Methodist, Carson McCowan, making that play on the far side of the infield for out number 2. And so far this game going very similarly to the first of our losers bracket doubleheader, where we saw Columbia and Pikeville engage in a pitcher's duel for pretty much 3 consecutive innings, no scores. I believe around 4 hits between those 2 squads before U-Pike was able to open it up as the game went on. Right now, this one taking on a similar tenor. This one is sliced off, and will it go on the wrong side of the fence? It will. It's fouled off. Right now, for the fans who are curious about what's going on the other side of Brickyard Park, we have the Johnson Royals, the top seed in our tournament, the regular season champions of the AAC, doing battle against the 8th seed of our tournament, the Columbia International Rams. That scored deadlocked at 5 runs apiece, and they are in the 10th inning, folks. That is not a typo. That is real life. But back on this side of Brickyard Park, count is 2-1, 2 outs on the board. For Spartanburg Methodist, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're behind the 8-ball early, especially against a group in Spartanburg Methodist or a group in Brenau who's been so effective offensively all season long. Spartanburg Methodist, they're nothing to sneeze at the plate, but Brenau, they've been on another level, very consistent all season. Count standing at 2-2. Kaiser, outside. Second consecutive full count here coming up for Bailey Kaiser. And she's facing off against Peyton Hawkins at the plate. Hawkins, the junior infielder, like Ava Moon. She's from Watkinsville, Georgia. This one right into the waiting hands of the shortstop McAllen to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down both ways through 1. Still scoreless here in Kingsport.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Krauss Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Spartanburg, Methodist, and Brenau currently deadlocked. No score between them through one inning of play, entering the top half of the second inning. Again, this is the losers bracket side of Brickyard Park. Over there on the winners bracket side, we have the top-seeded Johnson Royals, the 8th-seeded CIU Rams deadlocked at 5 runs apiece through 10 innings of play. Ground ball, throw, in time, out number 1. Seen a few routine plays made over there by another all-conference selection in Whitney Holsley. Whitney Holsley making that throw look routine to Peyton Hawkins for out number 1. Now at the plate for Spartanburg Methodist, Maria Sialmas. Sialmas at the plate for Spartanburg Methodist. The freshman from Simpsonville, South Carolina, formerly of Hillcrest High School. She watches that one, goes for a ball. That pitch a bit low. Count is 3-1. 3 balls, 2 strikes. How critical it could be for Spartanburg Methodist to put something on the board. Put some early pressure on the Golden Tigers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So just in, Johnson and Columbia International entering the 11th inning of play as Brenau goes 1-2-3 through the Spartanburg Methodist batting order. Riley Walker absolutely dealing from the circle. Still deadlocked. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Brenau and Spartanburg Methodist still waiting to see which group will take control of this one and strike first blood. Brenau College coming into this game is one of the better offensive units in the entire conference. Spartanburg Methodist, meanwhile, looking to find a way. I initially thought the side was retired. Instead, we're coming back here in a situation where it's a 1-2 count. 2 outs are on the board, still in the top half of the second. Carson McGowan, the shortstop, is at the plate. And that's on me, folks, jumping the gun a little bit, saying that the side was retired. It's been a long day. Counts 2-2. So that's a swing and a miss. I believe the side is retired there. That's going to be strike 3 and out number 3. Now Brenau will get a chance to try their hand at the plate. And I cheated you one time by saying the side was retired, so I'm not going to step away here. We're going to talk a little bit more about these squads. These two teams faced off against each other already during this month. It came earlier in this month in April, those 2 games taking place in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and they split those 2 games. Spartanburg Methodist won that first one 2-1 before coming on the wrong side of it 5-0. So this is a rubber match of sorts between these 2 squads, and we're going to be looking to see which one can take control. So as much credit has to go to this potent offensive group from Brenau. Spartanburg Methodist, they do have a first-team all-conference pitcher at their disposal, Bailey Kaiser. As this one's popped up high into the air, the fly ball will be retrieved for out number one. Bailey Kaiser, a first-team all-conference pitcher for Spartanburg Methodist this season. She's been one of the very best all season long, and it's truly strength against strength, being able to have the talented arm of Kaiser at Spartanburg Methodist disposal. Definitely gives them confidence going up against a group that has really taken it to teams all year long. And we see there Riley Smith legging one out for the single. Perfectly placed infield single. That ball just absolutely died in the infield. Nobody able to get to it in time. Riley Smith able to beat everyone to the bag at one. So now it's Brenau in a situation where they're trying to strike first and put the first run on the board. And runs like that could be very helpful for you in games like these where it's going to be tight. Pitchers are going to be doing everything they can to give themselves a chance, and runs may be hard to come by. If you can just get a run here, a run there, that can be all the difference in the world. Swing and a miss there. Tried to catch Riley Smith creeping, but she's able to get her way in the scoring position. Maria Sialmis noticed that Smith was making her way over to second, but the throw leaking out of the glove of the shortstop, McCowan. So Brenau, the Golden Tigers, a golden opportunity to put something on the board. Only one out now and a chance to do some damage. Mallory Watson, the designated player at the plate. Watson pops it up straight into the air, and it's going to be caught. Maddie Handy making that play, not only making the grab, but also holding the runner at second, not allowing Riley Smith to get any closer to home plate. Emma Folds, another all-conference selection at the plate for Brenau. This Brenau team, 5 all-conference selections. And for those who are interested in what's going on in the winner's side of Brickyard Park, Columbia International and Johnson still deadlocked at 5 runs apiece. That game's still going on. They have now reached the 11th inning, and I think the broadcast crew over there has now reached the point of deliriousness. I definitely don't envy that pair over there. That pitch a bit high, going for ball 2. Count is 2-2. 2 quick outs on the board. Brenau, a chance to put something on. Can they make do? Did she go? No, she did not. Full count coming up here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 runner on. Riley Smith at second in scoring position. Ready to make a mad dash to 3. The payoff. Kaiser popped up in the air. Foul. Kaiser, the native of Kingwood, Texas, formerly of Kingwood High School. Another one popped up and fouled off. Bailey Kaiser, a 16-7 overall record this year across 24 starts, sporting a 1.75 ERA. She's not afraid of this Brenau lineup. And you see there, swing and a miss. Strike 3, retiring the side. Bailey Kaiser leaves a runner stranded. We remain scoreless after 2. Live here at Brickyard Park, Brenau, the Golden Tigers, Spartanburg Methodist, the Pioneers. No score here. So we are entering the top side of the 3rd inning. And so far, we continue to have these two teams being very locked in defensively. Right there was a nice play made by the shortstop, Charlotte Smith, delivering the throw to Peyton Hawkins for out number 1. And that's what it's been on both sides. Bailey Kaiser and Riley Walker, they've been stellar, but also the infields of both teams, they've been locked in as well. They're making plays and really providing that level of support for their respective pitchers. How important that has been so far for Spartanburg Methodist when you consider who they're going up against that potent group that Brenau has, but also a Spartanburg Methodist team that feels like they want to try to upset the apple cart a little bit and secure what would be a huge upset, knocking out the 3rd seeded team after Brenau was upset yesterday in the final game of day 1. Brenau trying to keep their season alive and prevent what would be a very disappointing end to a great year for them. It's another consecutive ground out occurs. 2 up, 2 down. And between all hitters who've seen the plate up to this point in this one, only one of them able to make something happen. That's Riley Smith over there in right field from Brenau. Riley Walker continues her nice outing thus far. She hasn't been seriously challenged right now, working through a no-hitter. Two teams, a ton of talent at their disposal. They split the pair earlier this season. Even though Spartanburg Methodist comes into this game as the 9 seed in the Appalachian, they're 29-17 overall, and I say that all the time. Conference play and a lot of those games can go either way. How are you supposed to tell a team that's won 29 of their games that they're supposed to lose today? I'm not even sure that that would compute as a thought in their minds. Really, they believe that they're the team that's gone 29-17. They feel like that total body of work is closer to who they are compared to the much smaller body of work of their conference record. Of course, Spartanburg Methodist is struggling a bit in AAC play, dominant otherwise. Then if you're Brenau 1 game away from clinching a share of the AAC regular season title, 2 away from winning it outright. They have as much talent as anyone here in Kingsport. They want to try to keep their season alive as well. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. Riley Walker continues to work through a no-hitter for Brenau. We remain scoreless.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Krauss Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
Welcome back to Brickyard Park here in Kingsport, Tennessee. For those who are not doing what many are probably doing here in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, fans of the AAC, and that's joining us from 2 separate screens. If you need an update on what's happening on the winner's bracket side, Johnson, the top seed, CIU, the 8th seed, still deadlocked at 5 runs apiece. They are now in the bottom of the 11th inning. So we'll see which way that game goes. We're also deadlocked here in the bottom side of the 3rd inning. The Brenau College Golden Tigers against Spartanburg Methodist. Right now behind on the count, 0-2 for Brenau. Charlotte Smith at the plate for the first time today. Charlotte Smith's made a few nice plays in the field for Brenau, now trying her hand in the batter's box. Behind on the count, 0-2. Bailey Kaiser, first team all-conference selection, remains in the circle. Popped up, shallow infield, and the grab is made. Carson McGowan. Carson McGowan perfectly tracked that one to secure it for out number 1. Down goes Charlotte Smith, now the 9-hole hitter, the backstop, number 27, Caden Warren, coming up to the plate. Warren, the junior from Dallas, Georgia. Dallas out there in Paulding County, over on the west side of Georgia. Caden Warren, and this will be her 103rd plate appearance of the season, currently sporting a .225 batting average. She is the one player, the one everyday player in this lineup that does not currently sport a batting average over 300. That just underscoring, again, how potent this Brenau offensive unit has been all season long as a team. 353. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. But again, as great as Brenau is, Bailey Kaiser, she's been that and maybe even more, coming off of a year where she had a 2.73 ERA. She's gotten even better this season at 1.75. She had some unfortunate decisions not go her way last year at 8 and 10, but that was not indicative of her performance from last season. This year, a much better record at 16 and 7. have some tense play happening over on our winner's side. Johnson and CIU deadlock. They are well into extra innings over there. Full count here. Payoff from Kaiser, and she will strike the batter instead of delivering a strike over the plate. Kaden Warren getting hit in the leg. She was able to shake it off and make her way to first. So Kaden Warren's at first. And back to the top of the batting order we go of the Brenau Golden Tigers, Brenau University. The third seed entering this weekend on the verge of seeing their season come to an end. Spartanburg Methodist trying to pull off an upset. Brenau trying to stave off elimination. We saw the 10 seed, the Columbia Koalas, give the 5th seeded U-Pike Lady Bears everything they could handle in the first game of our losers bracket doubleheader. Spartanburg Methodist trying to come out on the right side of history here, and they're making history no matter what in this, their first appearance at the AAC tournament. They are newly minted full-time members of the Appalachian Athletic Conference this year, and they've made their presence felt in a few different sports in the AAC. Namely, they had a Cinderella run of sorts through the women's basketball tournament. They found their season coming to an end in the semifinal of that tournament against a really game Reinhardt University squad, but they upset the Bryan College Lions. So an update on Johnson and CIU after 11 innings of play. They're still going, folks. It's 5-5. I got to tell you, I do not envy the crew calling that game. Count over here is 2-2. Kaiser popped up in the air, and the play is going to be made right over there near the Golden Tiger dugout by Lydia Falk. Falk coming underneath that one for out number 2. So down goes Dayton Power. She falls to 0 for 2 on the day. One first-team all-conference selection makes her way back to the dugout. Another one enters the batter's box in Ava Moon. Ava Moon has had a strong career over the course of her time at Brenau University. She is a former newcomer of the year during her time at Brenau. A junior from Watkinsville, Georgia. She's one of those players that has seemed to improve each season that she's been on campus. Last year hit for a scorching 500. This season, I guess you could say a pedestrian 489 if you want to. But she has just been phenomenal. Her slugging percentage for her career over 62%. Batting .465 in totality over her 3 seasons at Brenau. Right now she's facing a 2-1 count against Kaiser. And I said it, it's strength against strength, folks. Kaiser, one of the best pitchers in the conference, going up against this talented lineup. If there was anyone that you could handpick to go up against this group, Kaiser would be among the first players that you would have to try to give yourself a chance to knock them off. But Kaiser coming up short in that battle. Ava Moon winning it, drawing the walk. So Moon making her way to first. 2 runners on for the Golden Tigers, a very similar situation to what they had a few innings ago in the first. They're trying to make something do out of it. They do not want to leave runners stranded. We saw there Brenau potentially thinking double steal. They have the athleticism on the base paths currently to make something like that happen. Instead, they will ease up and think better of it. Peyton Hawkins, player from first base, is at the plate for the Golden Tigers. Again, Spartanburg Methodist, their first ever appearance at the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament. This is popped up into the air, and it drops. It drops. Throw not made in time, and you could tell there both fan bases believing it should have went their way. That one dropped right in front of the right fielder, stump free as she tried to make a play on it, was unable to do so. Retrieved by Selena Rollins, who made the throw over to three, but it was not in time. So both runners advancing, 2 runners in the scoring position. We have a mound conference, a conference in the circle for Spartanburg Methodist. They're trying to get themselves refocused. Bailey Kaiser, I've spoken about it all day. One of the best pitchers in the conference right now, in a bit of a jam here, maybe in some trouble. You know that she's not going to be one that is going to put herself in a position to feel like she's not going to be able to be successful. She will always give herself and her team a chance to win. Right now in a bit of a jam here. 2 runners in scoring position. Now at the plate, Whitney Halsey. Halsey's yet to record a hit so far, hoping that she can get herself off the schneid here. Halsey, right up the middle. Is the throw in time? Yes, it is. Prevents a run from being scored. We remain scoreless. The jam, not able to get to Bailey Kaiser. Getting set to resume play here in the 4th inning. We're still deadlocked. They are going to give Brenau that run, so the score is 1-0. Golden Tigers out in front against Spartanburg Methodist. They were able to strike first blood. You feel like it's probably been a late arriving game offensively for Brenau, but even with that being said, they do have a run on the board through 3. Spartanburg Methodist, they still have some time to get themselves going, and maybe that's what the doctor ordered, but not so fast, says Riley Smith, making that play over it right. That was a well-hit ball by Gracie Starnes. Starnes, the second-team all-conference selection from Spartanburg Methodist, but Riley Smith was ready and waiting to make that play in right field. Down goes Starnes. Alex Stuckey, the designated player, coming up to the plate. So I feel confident in saying it now. We're through 3. Riley Walker working still with a no-hitter. And a no-hitter, no errors, no walks. I believe a perfect game potentially on the horizon for Riley Walker if she's able to continue at the pace that she's been at. She's been a confounding presence in the circle for Brenau thus far. Spartanburg Methodist, they just have not been able to crack the code and figure her out. All right, now the count 1-1. Make that 2-1. And in situations like these, you start to wonder who's going to make the play that changes the game, who's going to be the one to turn the tide. That is the question here. With Brenau getting themselves on the board, they need something to get themselves going. Ground ball goes foul. The 2-2. Popped up in the shallow center. And the first hit of the ball game surrendered by Riley Walker. So Riley Walker gives up a hit from the hands of Alex Stuckey. She's able to create a first crack in the armor of Walker. Maddie Handy representing the go-ahead run now at the plate. That pitch, a strike from Walker. And I mean, for those at home, you just knew that as soon as I said something about perfect game, no hitter, you just assumed, okay, this is probably coming to an end at some point, just because I brought it up. That's naturally how these things go. Another one popped up in the center field. This play will be made by Dayton Power for out number 2. So down goes Dayton Power. Coming up to the plate, Adriana Stump Frias. Down goes Maddie Handy, actually.
Coming around third. The throw to the plate, not in time. Johnson walks it off. RBI single.
So we do have an update in the winner's side of Brickyard Park. The Johnson Royals, the top-seeded Johnson Royals surviving. That was an absolute classic over there. 12 innings, walking it off in the bottom of the 12th against the 8th-seeded CIU Rams. So the CIU Rams will play in the losers bracket tomorrow. So their season not coming to an end, but they are now on the brink of elimination. Much like we see between these two teams, this is a win or go home situation for these pair of squads. We're going to see which group is able to come out on the right side of history here.
It took 6 attempts for Johnson to finally get that winning run on a walk-off single, and they get it from Adelaide Hubbard off her first hit of the day.
Counts 2-1. Popped up in the air. And what a play made there by Riley Smith. Full extension, finding a way to make the play, keeping the ball away from the gap and retiring the side. Brenau remaining in control.
favorite Southeast teams in action, we've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Set to resume play here in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bailey Kaiser remains in the circle for Spartanburg Methodist after surrendering that one run in the third. The Brenau University Golden Tigers out in front. Swing and a miss there from the newly minted player in the batter's box, Riley Smith, who was coming off of that web gem of a play out in right field. She went full extension, clearing the gap by herself, saving what would have been a base hit, and potentially a damaging one at the hands of Spartanburg Methodist. Instead, it's going to be Brenau with a chance to add some insurance. Riley Walker, she was working with a perfect game through 3. As we're going to get a hit coming here from Riley Smith. Riley Smith rounding first and headed to second. Rounding second, headed to third. Riley Smith with the triple. So Riley Smith making the marquee defensive play and now getting it done at the plate. Back-to-back big-time plays from Riley Smith. So the outfielder gets herself not only in scoring position, but a threatening position at third, with Mallory Watson, the designated player, coming up to the plate. But yeah, if that base hit would have went through the gap for Spartanburg Methodist, that could have potentially been very damaging, especially with the player already on board, Alex Stuckey, who was able to reach by way of that base hit that came against Riley Walker. But Riley Smith just completely Xing out any chance of that one. And not only that, but she has given her team a chance to add another run on the board. Swing and a miss. As great as Brenau has been offensively all year long, they're still rounding in the form, I'd say, offensively here in this one. They only have 3 hits so far. Got to give a lot of credit to Bailey Kaiser, and I've said it before, this is who she's been all year long. And if you're a team like Spartanburg Methodist, you got to feel confident in your chance whenever you have that type of ace in your pitching staff. That pitch a bit outside and off the plate. That's going to be a walk. Mallory Watson makes her way to first, runners at the corners for Brenau. Emma Folds, the outfielder, the all-conference selection, coming up to the plate for the Golden Tigers. As we'll now get a pinch runner in the game for Brenau. Newly entered into the game for them at 1 is going to be Elizabeth Bowen, the sophomore from Grayson, Georgia. So still no outs on the board with runners at the corners, trying to lay down the bunt there, just making it on the wrong side of the line at third base. Count is 1-1. Kaiser. High for ball number 2. This is a rubber match between these two squads. Again, they split their pair in Spartanburg, South Carolina, earlier in April as a bunt attempt is laid down here. A nice bit of small ball there. The out at 1, but another run scoring, more importantly, for Brenau. So that was a sacrifice play there by Emma Folds, but she's going to get credited for the ribby, allowing Brenau to put another run up. So the Golden Tigers now lead 2-0 against Spartanburg Methodist. And I said it a lot in that earlier game between Columbia and U-Pike. In games that become pitchers' duels, any run can really just do so much damage to your team. Not just in the game, but mentally as well. It just feels like much more of a deficit than it might actually be when runs are hard to come by. Anytime you're trailing by 1 and that 1 becomes 2 or 3, you're thinking, man, how are we going to find a way to get anything on the board? Here in the bottom of the 4th, only 1 out. And Brenau still a runner at 3rd. Now Charlotte Smith at the plate. Charlotte Smith, the shortstop. Charlotte Smith batting .300 so far this year. She tries to lay down the bunt. She's going to get thrown out at 1. But another sacrifice there. Another run scoring for the Brenau Golden Tigers. So now they're ahead 3-0 over Spartanburg Methodist. With the way that Riley Walker's looked in the circle for Brenau, those 3 runs of insurance may be all she needs to get by. Brenau extending their advantage. This one popped up into the air by Caden Warren. The out to retire the side. Through 4, Brenau starting to open this one up. They're ahead 3-0.
All of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN on Amazon Fire TV or visit us live on YouTube as we stream games there as well. Another fan favorite way to watch is nsbnsports.com. You can also find us through our NSBN app, free to download from the Google Play Store, and Roku TV, where you can find all of our content. NSBN Sports, visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Back in Kingsport, Tennessee, the Brenau Golden Tigers out front 3-0 against the Spartanburg Methodist Pioneers. Spartanburg Methodist trying to find a way to get themselves into it, but it's been all Riley Walker in the circle, and we're going to have a conference now here in the infield. And we'll see what this conference will be about. Maybe Riley Walker, it seemed like she came up a bit lame after that last pitch, but that will give us an opportunity to look into the day that she's had across just 48 pitches of work now entering the fifth. No earned runs. She only surrendered that one hit that came against Alex Stuckey in that last inning. That one broke the no-hitter, broke the perfect game that Riley Walker was working through up to that point. 4 Ks on the board as well. So after that conference in the circle, the infield will make their way back to their places. The coach will make her way back to the dugout, and we'll get set to resume play. That may have just been a check-in with Riley Walker, making sure that everything is A-OK with their ace. Maria Sialmis at the plate. Hit that one right towards Walker. That's through the teeth of that Brenau defense. Sialmis getting herself on base. Second hit of the day surrendered by Riley Walker. This one coming in the top half of the 5th inning. So the score is 3-0. Spartanburg Methodist, they have 9 outs to work with to get themselves back into it. It does appear that Brenau is starting to pick up a little bit of momentum offensively, but not too much. It doesn't really feel like the type of game that we've seen from Brenau, where they're just able to put up runs in bunches, where they're really building a ton of momentum at the plate and they're really making plays and everyone seems to be getting involved. We haven't really gotten to that point yet. So Spartanburg Methodist, Brenau still in front of them. They have to try to keep pace in these situations because we know that Brenau is capable of making something happen in a hurry. Counts 1-1. Bunt attempt here. It will go foul. So the count is now 1-2. Again, Spartanburg Methodist, their first ever appearance in the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. Trying to knock off a group in Brenau who enters this tournament as the 3 seed. Brenau had sort of a Cinderella story in the tournament last year as we get another strikeout for Riley Walker, her 5th of the game. But Brenau, they were kind of a Cinderella story in the tournament last season. They were the 7th seed entering the tournament. They were able to fight their way all the way into Championship Friday of that tournament, nearly knocking off the Johnson Lady Royals, who won the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament. Took Johnson to the brink of elimination before falling just short. Brenau's returned a lot of members from that team that made that Cinderella run in the AAC tournament a year ago into this year's group. But how disappointing would it be to have that team season end on day 2 of the AAC tournament? So the count is 3-0. Walker dealing. Two runners on board for Spartanburg Methodist. So after the walk there, the first walk of the game by Riley Walker allows Carson McGowan to get herself on the first. Selena Rollins, the center fielder, comes up to the plate. I got to tell you, it seemed like Riley Walker came up a bit lame after one of those pitches. She may have been flexing that right arm, and immediately her coach and her entire infield came out to check on her. I'm not speculating on her status, but it is something to watch for. She has not been quite as effective since that infield conference. Popped up, straight into the air. The play made by Walker in the infield for out number 2. So Riley Walker makes the play. 2 down with 2 on for Spartanburg Methodist. J.C. Ross still yet to record a hit for the Pioneers. It's now Spartanburg Methodist running out of time to make something happen. Brenau already with the lead. Pioneers have left runners stranded before when these two teams met. That really was the difference in that contest that they came up short in. They haven't found much success at the plate. They would love to take advantage of being in this particular situation. This is something they've waited to see all game long, being able to get runners on, get runners in scoring position. With how stellar Riley Walker's been in the circle, those opportunities have been few and far between. Popped up into the air. Retrieved by Riley Smith to retire the side. So we're going to move to the bottom half of the 5th. Spartanburg Methodist still searching for an answer.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Resuming play here. Bunt attempt trying to lay it down. The throw is going to be errant. Dayton Power taking advantage. She gets herself into scoring position. That was a perfect bunt laid down by Dayton Power. Was retrieved by Lydia Falk, but her throw over to Maddie Handy a bit outside her grasp. That allowed Dayton Power to make her way from first to second. She is in the scoring position. That Golden Tiger offense now putting a ton of pressure on Spartanburg Methodist. They're trying to add even more runs to their total. Already ahead by 3. Dayton Power thought about stealing third. She thinks better of it. She's going to make her way back over to second. So Dayton Power getting herself on the board with her first hit of the day. Ava Moon trying to do the same here. 0 for 1 thus far. Moon was able to reach in her last plate appearance by way of a walk. Two-0 count. Moon goes across the plate, going for the bunt there. Instead, it will go strike 1. Now, if you want to pick up another screen here in the second game of our winners bracket, it's going to be Reinhardt taking on the 7th-seeded Milligan Lady Buffs. A game that was originally scheduled for 5 p.m. That's going to start tentatively at 10:45. We'll see what happens there. Full count coming up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Moon fouls it off. Moon again staying alive, fouling it off. Popped up, and it drops in the shallow right field. Ava Moon taking advantage of getting herself into scoring position with the double. 2 runners on for Brenau. 1 runner at second, 1 runner at third. Dayton Power and Ava Moon, that all-conference first-team pair atop the batting order for Brenau. And they're starting to really make something happen here offensively. Peyton Hawkins, the player from first base, she's back at the plate. She already has a hit in this one, 1 for 2. I spoke a few innings ago about it feeling like the bats were late arriving for Brenau, but not too dissimilar to the game that Brenau had yesterday. Brenau, they were trailing 12-2 against Truett McConnell through 6 1/2. They went 5 runs in that 7th inning to give themselves a chance.
Interesting. I would How long do we have right now? I have time to go to my car.
This one very well hit. Another one will drop, and 1 run will score for Brenau. So that's going to be an RBI double for Peyton Hawkins. Her second hit of the ball game allows the Golden Tigers to extend their advantage. 4-0 Brenau. And that pitch getting past the backstop and another run scoring for Brenau. This one getting away from Spartanburg Methodist in a hurry. Dayton Power scored moments ago. This time Ava Moon goes across home plate. And it's 5-0 Golden Tigers. Those are the kind of mistakes you just cannot have happen, especially against a team as talented as the one that they're facing right now in Brenau. You know that a team like Brenau would love to put themselves in a position to take advantage of situations. Again, Brenau, they were the Cinderella story of the AAC tournament 1 year ago. They could have found themselves from Cinderella to a very unfortunate story. I got to come up with a negative Disney reference for them. Whitney Halsey will make her way over to first. Runners at the corners for Brenau. We're going to have a mound conference. This one getting away slightly from Bailey Kaiser. Kaiser, she's been so great all season long. And she will see her game come to an end. There will be a new pitcher in the circle. Kyla Quills. Quills, the senior pitcher from Mount Airy, Georgia, formerly of Habersham Central High School and Florence Darling Technical College.
Also from the first team, Ansley Height, designated player.
So Kylie Quills comes in for Spartanburg Methodist as they see their ace make her way into the dugout. And a game that started off with so much promise for Bailey Kaiser. You really felt like she was trying to give her team a chance to get something going offensively. But the bat's just not arriving and providing her enough run support. And now Brenau really starting to pick it up on offense and resemble the team that we saw for much of this season. So still nobody gone. That is the main thing here as we get a base stolen over there for Brenau. Nobody gone, 2 on. Was runners at the corners. Now it's 2 in the scoring position. Halsey at second, Hawkins at third. With Riley Smith at the plate. Smith's been perfect thus far. Smith was thinking bunt there. Was she able to lay it down? Down goes Whitney Halsey. Pardon, that's going to be Peyton Hawkins. Hawkins not able to make her way back to third. So down goes Peyton Hawkins. Still a runner in scoring position for Brenau. This one popped up, and it's going to drop. Not only will it drop, but Riley Smith makes her way to second. So 2 runners in scoring position once more. Riley Smith remains perfect for Brenau. Smith 3 for 3 on the day. She is perfect for the Golden Tigers. Still just 1 out on the board as pitching change was made. Kaiser, their ace, no longer in the game. the junior from Kingwood, Texas, being taken out for Kyla Quills. This is popped up straight into the air. Chance for another run to be scored. A nice job by Spartanburg Methodist to hold that lead runner at third. Saw there that Whitney Halsey really wanted to make her way over, but was not able to do so. Kyla Quills, she's probably the second most reliable arm in that pitching staff for Spartanburg Methodist. She's appeared in 20 games before this one. 7 starts over the course of this season, sporting a 3.02 ERA, 48 2/3 of an inning. She comes in a big spot for her group, but gives up a gap shot here. 1 run scores for Brenau, and another run scores for Brenau. And it's all Golden Tigers here, folks. 7-0. Brenau all over Spartanburg Methodist here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And this game starting to get away from Spartanburg Methodist. Charlotte Smith back at the plate. Smith was thinking bunt. Almost a put out at 2. Instead, Emma Folds able to make her way. So now another runner in scoring position for Brenau. Brenau has opened this one up all the way. Can she leg it out? No, she cannot. That's going to retire the side. Mercifully for Spartanburg Methodist. This one completely getting away from them in the 5th. Entering the 6th. It's going to be an uphill battle.
Support your mental health. Maybe you surround yourself with positivity. Or you need to center yourself. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body. It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Brickyard Park here in the top half of the 6th inning. Spartanburg Methodist and Brenau. Brenau well out in front, 7 runs to none. They really opened this game up in that previous inning. Really the last 2 innings is where their offense has begun to pick up. 6 runs scored between the 4th and the 5th. Entering into today as this one is ripped right in the heart of that Brenau defense. Gracie Starnes getting herself on base for the first time today, but entering into today, Brenau was arguably the most efficient offensive group in the entire Appalachian Athletic Conference. It took them a while to really get going in their matchup against Truett McConnell yesterday, and then through 2 innings of this one, it seemed like it would be more of the same. But they have done a nice job of settling in here at this point, and they have pushed Spartanburg Methodist backs against the wall. Bunt attempt here. It will be unsuccessful, but the lead runner advancing in the scoring position. So Spartanburg Methodist going with the method of trying to just string together something, getting something on the board. And I can't say that I hate that idea, especially at this point of the game. You don't want to try to put too much pressure on yourself and say that we're going to get it all back at once. Just see if you can get 1 run here, 1 run there. The only thing for Spartanburg Methodist is this one is hit right to the shortstop, Charlotte Smith, is I would say that you're running out of time and you're running out of chances. Here already in the 6th inning, and with now 2 outs on the board, you only have 4 outs to work with to try to make something happen. It may not be the time to play small ball. You may just need to see if you can do, I don't want to say go for broke, but just see if you can put something up of major consequence and really eat away at this deficit. Also, with the way that Brenau can put up runs in bunches, the run rule would be in effect if Brenau is able to go up by double digits at the end of this inning. So you're really hoping that you can hold this hot Brenau offense at bay in the 6th to give yourself a chance in the 7th, already trailing by 7 runs. Even if Brenau is able to put up just 1 run or 2 runs in the bottom of this inning, you're putting your eggs in that 1/7 inning basket. I'd say it definitely would be an unenviable position if you're the Pioneers. Count is 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Yeah, I think the ball hit the fence coming down, stayed in play, and so it's going to be a long single for Ansley Hike.
Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. That retires the side. Going into the bottom half of the inning, Brenau, a chance to slam the door shut.
What if you can have it all? A place to call home, a great job, and a safe and welcoming community to raise your family. You can have all that and more in Kingsport, Tennessee. For the past quarter century, Kingsport has been on a mission to reinvent itself as the first professionally planned and privately financed city of the 20th century. Kingsport has earned the nickname the Model City. From award-winning educational initiatives to business incubators to the surrounding natural beauty, Kingsport is just the right size to have the amenities you need without the traffic and crime of a larger city. With a vibrant downtown, great shopping and dining, and a thriving local economy, Kingsport is the perfect place to call home. Ready to start loving where you live? Choose Kingsport. Visit movetokingsport.com and discover all the reasons why this charming town is the perfect place to call home.
Set to resume play here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brenau a chance to slam the door shut on Spartanburg Methodist. Meanwhile, the Pioneers trying to hold Brenau at bay, give themselves one last gasp, one last opportunity in the 7th. Kyla Quills remains in the circle for Spartanburg Methodist as she faces off against Caden Warren, who fouls one off. So when she re-enters into the circle, she will face an 0-2 count. So it's actually not Caden Warren at the plate. It's a pinch hitter, Allie Busby. Busby from Gardendale, Alabama, the senior. Allie Busby taking her cuts for the first time today. Appearing in her 28th game of the season. Currently batting .210. Busby doing a nice job of staying alive there on the AB. Count 0-2. A grounder, the throw, in time, out number 1. Now Brenau, they want to try to end the game here, but Spartanburg Methodist saying an uphill battle would be putting it lightly at this point, just with the way that Riley Walker has performed in the circle for Brenau. They have to have all the confidence in the world that they're going to find a way to win. I can say I have seen crazier things happen, so Spartanburg Methodist, they just want to give themselves a chance. That's all you could do at this point. We're back to the top of the batting order for Brenau, and it's Dayton Power. Power 1 for 3. Power hitting one right towards the shortstop, McCowan, but she cannot corral it. That one was a rocket off the bat of Dayton Power right towards McCowan. She could not hang on to it. Dayton Power safe at first. So this all of a sudden opens the door. Power making her way to second, and she's going to make her way to third. So Dayton Power taking 2 bases. She says, don't mind if I do, making her way from first to second, then from second to third. So Power is at third with Ava Moon at the plate. So Ava Moon is going to ready. And again, Brenau a chance to end it here in this inning. Spartanburg Methodist, their last gasp for air. Kyla Quills coming in relief of Bailey Kaiser. Kaiser, who was a first-team all-conference selection. Quills being asked to slow down this potent Brenau lineup, especially with all the momentum that they have picked up in the latter stages of the game. Definitely something that's easier said than done. Even after that slow start, Brenau, they're now up to 9 hits as a group. Moon hits one right down the middle. 1 run scores for Brenau. And that's going to be the ball game, folks. The Brenau Golden Tigers will move on. Spartanburg Methodist, their season is complete. Brenau staving off elimination, and they will live to fight another day. And from all the folks from SCSN, I'm Lorenzo Robinson. Thank you so much for joining me. And we still have AAC Softball After Dark taking place. Please join our crew over in the winner's bracket side. It's Reinhardt and Milligan. Thank you so much for joining me. We will see you all next time.